Welcome back to the Council of Ties. This week, you get to go to the movies with three Tylers, as you've always dreamed of doing. This week, we are talking about movies. We talked about TV last week, so inevitably in that conversation, movies came up. So we're going to the movies today. I am Ty Glorious, joined as always by Ty Stacks 237 and Adapty. Before I launch into movies, because what we're going to talk about specifically is individual movies that we like, movies that we don't like. Should be a fascinating conversation. I think we'll focus a little bit more on talking about the individual movies this time rather than rattling off lists of them, because that might be a little bit more fun. Who knows? I did want to talk a little bit about the experience of going to the movie theater, because when I was a kid, that was almost the pinnacle of entertainment was going to see a movie in the theater. And that was also back in the days of matinees were actually genuinely less expensive. It was a couple
Yeah.
bucks to go see a matinee movie. And, you know, even further back when I was a kid, the drive-throughs still existed, which they're making a resurgence now, or drive-ins, I should say,
Yeah.
existed, and they're making a resurgence now. But genuinely, it was an experience to be had. Saw a lot of great movies in theaters. Still see movies in theaters occasionally, but it doesn't hold the magic it used to. But there's nothing quite like the popcorn, snacks, the candy, the giant soda, having to hold your pee for 2 hours, and because you can't get up in the middle of the movie. But
Absolutely not. No.
and this candy thing, I was thinking this morning. I was eating some Easter candy because we're approaching Easter here, and Easter candies everywhere. And I was thinking about, as I was eating this Easter candy, specifically it was sweet tarts. They have these chicks and ducks, so it's the shape of the sweet tarts are chicks and ducks, and it's the best form factor for a sweet tart. And then similarly, Reese's has the eggs
Oh, don't
around
even get me
Easter.
started on how
God,
good
they're
it.
so
And
The
good.
white
it
chocolate
is
eggs.
no, white chocolate. What are you talking about? Holy
Oh,
cow!
sorry. Did I trigger somebody
No
there? My
way.
fault.
Well, white chocolate isn't chocolate. Not that any
White chocolate is
of
the
the
base of all chocolate. Without white chocolate, we wouldn't have chocolate. Vanilla is used in
no,
everything. It's used in
not
everything.
not the way they make white chocolate now. I don't think.
Well,
That's
yeah,
neither
that's
here
true.
nor there. Because what I wanted to talk about was the form factor. Because
Mhm.
with the Reese's in particular, that egg shape with more peanut butter, and it doesn't have the hard, crunchy chocolate that the edges of a regular Reese's has, which I think makes it better. You guys care? Does seasonal candy matter to you guys at all in any way?
I think so. I mean, Halloween candy is obviously going to be the best, but
Yeah, always.
Those Reese's eggs, that's the perfect ratio of chocolate to peanut
It
butter, in
is,
my opinion.
yes, absolutely perfect.
I will say it's like, oh, how can I describe this? It's like you know how there's like zebra cakes and they have like the Christmas
Yeah.
ones? It's like
Yeah.
that same concept to it that we
The Christmas ones I think are easier to eat. You start at the top, work your way
Yeah,
down.
yeah. It's the same concept. That's what I was trying to relate it to because it's I don't know why, but it's like same thing with like mac and cheese that's shaped like Spider-Man. It's just goated. It's just better.
The
I know nuggies.
Easter does have Peeps though, which I think is a travesty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peeps
I'm
are
not big on Peeps.
I don't think I could do it.
But Halloween also has candy corn, which is also terrible. So
No,
I
candy
love
corn
I love can- I
candy
love candy
corn
corn.
is good on occasion, like a handful here and there. I could not eat a whole bag, but every once in a while like a few pieces I'm like it's pretty fire. And then I put it down and forget about it.
You know what candy a lot of people don't like, but I love is the circus peanut. The orange peanuts, they
Okay,
are so good.
I grew up on those, but
They're
here's the
so
thing
good.
about circus peanuts. Once I discovered they were banana flavored, I could never get it out of my head, and it bothers me to this day.
I didn't know they were
I
banana flavored. Thanks, man.
I had them
I'm
growing up
sorry.
too, and I did not for the longest time. I didn't know they were banana
I
flavored
thought they were
either.
bubble gum or something. Like that's
Yeah,
what it
see, that's
tastes like.
kind of what I thought too. It's certainly they're not orange flavored, even though they kind of appear that they would be that. But
Yeah.
something about the texture of that candy is really good, but the flavor is just not where it's at.
I feel like speaking of just candy, this is not it's a little bit of a tangent here, but modern day candy is not as good as it used to be. All right. How much you're paying for everything for what it is, it's just not it's not there. I mean, you've got your few bangers here and there, like Lifesaver gummies, sour Lifesaver gummies. You've got, your like Trolli gummy worms or other various brands of gummy worms, because some people don't like Trolli, like because of texture, stuff like that. But I like there's very few candies I actually buy at the movies now, because I have like the Cinemark membership, which it works because I see a movie every month or two. And if I don't see it for 2 months, and I have like 4 tickets racked up because of points I've spent. Um, but it I a lot of times I just sneak in candy to movies. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get
Oh yeah.
popcorn because I've had too much popcorn in my. But
So you have to get the popcorn.
I dare say getting movie theater popcorn is one of the things that actually makes it a worthwhile experience.
it's a little
Yeah.
overrated. I don't know why. Maybe it's because maybe I just had too much of it growing up, and it like left a sat. It's like when you have something too much of something when you're a kid, and it just ruins it for you a little bit.
What
I think it's like
what a
that.
privileged life you've led.
No, but
I mean,
everybody.
they literally
Listen.
make popcorn based off of movie theater popcorn.
They literally
know.
like commercial retail popcorn aspires to be that and can't do it because of these specialized oils and stuff that they use in movie theaters.
I know. Listen, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying for me, it's like every once in a while, because it might ruin it for me if I do it too. But a lot of times it's also expensive. So as like a college kid, I just sneak in chips or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sneak in a whole party-sized Costco bag of Doritos and eat that whole thing in the movie. Like instead.
My my movie theater candy was always Bunch of Crunch.
Oh my god, goated. Goated. Absolutely
Love
goated
it.
take.
So
Base
good.
take, Ty. As always. Okay, hot take
I think,
here.
oh,
You go first, Ty. Go first.
I was just gonna say, I think my favorite thing in recent years in movie theaters is the freestyle Coke machines.
Oh yeah,
Fire.
I don't have those
Fire.
at any of mine.
You don't have that? Oh my
No,
goodness.
but I've used them at like my local Wendy's has one, things like that. But I will say it's a controversial take, but one of my favorite movie theater snacks, if I buy it at the movies or even at the dollar store, is the cookie dough bites, because it's like
They're good.
the texture. I don't know. I'm a big texture person. That's why I don't like a lot of vegetables in my food, because it ruins the texture for me. So that's a whole other episode in of itself. Vegetables or not. But I like
Not sure that would be a popular one.
that, and then also Nerds clusters. Absolutely
They're fire.
goated. And they just
They're
made
fire.
ones that have gummy centers that are like juicy centers. Oh my god, it's so good.
No, so I got those juicy center ones, and I actually don't think they're as good as the original.
No, they're not,
Really?
but they're still good.
Not even close. No, the originals are way better.
My favorite ever like juicy snack though was at 7-Eleven they used to have a Black Forest red gummy bear that was full. It was like a juicy gummy bear. I've never been able to find it again since I was a kid. I think they stopped making it, but it was so good back in the day. Probably red
I was
40,
at
but
I was at Sam's Club today, and I picked up a 42 count of Fruit Gushers.
oh yeah.
I would do anything for Fruit Gushers. I love them so much.
I don't blame you, bro. They're so goated.
So good.
Where do you guys land on the gummy candy versus chocolate debate? Because that's
Gummy.
a heated rivalry, right?
Gummy for sure.
Okay, I'm on board too. I'm generally a gummy.
I
candy
get
guy.
like chocolate sweats. You know, when people get meat sweats. I get chocolate sweats when I eat so much chocolate. Like I genuinely start sweating bullets after enough chocolate, and I'm like, what is happening? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like dehydration taking effect or something.
It's your blood pressure skyrocketing. I
Yeah,
think.
How many Mr. Beast bars are you eating, dude?
dude, I hate Mr. Beast bars. They're so mid. Mr. Beast, if you want to sponsor us, please. But
we love them.
But no, I like Bunch of Crunch is like the only exception because it's like a lighter chocolate. One of the very few chocolate bars I can eat, and it's not really readily available in the US. It's a flake bar, Cadbury flake bar. Probably my favorite chocolate bar of all time, alongside the Three Musketeers, which is the best chocolate bar of all time. That's just a fact. So
Oh, that is a molten take.
Yeah, it's Reese's Take 5. It's not close.
No,
Dude, the Take 5 Tie Stacks, you got it. That's it. That's exactly
Take
what I was going to say.
5? Really?
The Reese's Take 5.
I'd
The
rather a
Red
regular
Velvet
Reese's
one.
peanut butter cup over that. I'm sorry, I
There's
can't
no
do that.
way. It has
Take
the
5?
pretzels. It has the peanuts, the
Oh.
caramel,
good.
the peanut
No,
butter. It's perfect.
I don't like
So good.
I don't like peanuts on like in chocolate bars. That's why I like the Three Musketeers, because it's just the nougat and the chocolate. The
You don't even
peanuts
like the
ruin
M&M
it.
peanuts?
No,
Like
peanut
peanut
butter
M&Ms?
M&Ms are the only other M&Ms that I'll eat besides regular. I
Peanut
hate
butter
peanut
M&Ms are
Okay.
good.
They're so good.
I just don't like gets like a piece of peanut gets stuck in my throat, and I'm just like, it makes me so angry, and I just can't eat it.
All right, everyone. So I'm going to encourage you now. Pause the video, pause the stream, pause the pod on Spotify wherever you're watching it. Go get your movie snack, come back and resume, so we can start talking about movies.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't have a movie snack here. I just have tea again.
Also have tea.
The only thing in reach here.
All right. We want to
All
get
right,
into
Adapty,
our...
why don't you kick us off this week with talking about a
right.
movie that you love?
Everybody knows this one, but I'll still explain it. I think one of my favorites, and I wouldn't even say, I'm not even saying this in favorites, in just terms of overall ratings and what it is Interstellar. It is probably one of, if not like in my top 10 at least, best movies of all time. So it's kind of complicated to explain to people who don't understand space travel, but basically they developed...
Nobody understands space travel really, except for
Yeah, I mean,
astronauts.
it's very complicated. I've studied the quantum theory a little bit, but they've made a way to achieve faster than light travel, which creates a lot of paradoxes, but it allows you to travel long distances at the speed of light, or I think they might be near light. I don't think they're, but they basically travel to another. They're trying to find another planet because Earth is dying of blight. And there's a lot of things that go wrong. And one of the coolest things that they did was they had Kip Thorne. Yeah, that's his name. He helped them render out a actual real simulation of what a black hole would be like. The one you see in the movie is what a real black hole would, I mean, at least what we know, look like. Based off of the horizon, everything in between. And their idea is to go find a new planet and colonize it. With like they brought like the reproductive ability to do that. And what's his name? The main actor for Interstellar. Why am I blanking on his...
Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, Matthew McConaughey. He's the main actor. And you experience time dilation, all these really cool effects. One of the coolest things that you'll see when you watch the movie, they land on this water planet, and on this water planet, every time you hear a tick in the soundtrack is 1 year passing on Earth. And it is probably one of the coolest things I could ever describe to you, because I understand how it works, like the time dilation. It's based off of time-space well that's created by gravity. It's so if you ever want to watch a theory video on it to understand it, highly suggest it, because it's actually they could break it down in a way that makes sense. Imagine space as like a net. When you put something heavy on it, it takes a lot more time or light to get out of that. I guess that's the best way I could describe it. It's like if you threw a ball upwards instead of downwards. Best way I could put it into simple terms. And without like spoiling it, that's how it works. You experience time paradoxes and time dilation, literally interstellar events. And it is, I don't know, the soundtrack, Hans Zimmer, absolutely beautiful soundtrack. The acting, some of the best you'll ever see. And of course, it's directed by Christopher Nolan. Absolute GOAT. I mean, he's got the Odyssey coming out this year. So excited for that.
That's all that attention to detail, like you were talking about with the sound cues. That's all Christopher Nolan.
And that is what, in my opinion, you can take me up on this, is what makes a good movie. It's about, it doesn't have to be realistic necessarily, but if it is realistic, it is done right. It is absolutely perfect. So,
do you want to hear the crazy thing about Interstellar?
What?
It came out in 2014.
Oh my! Don't say that. Don't say that. That's very impressive
great
for
movie,
the time.
Though.
I can't lie.
It's hard to believe it's over a decade old already.
Yeah, I mean,
that's who else? That's got who else is in that? Jessica Chastain.
Yes.
The whole cast it's a banger.
Cast.
It's a banger cast. It's a banger.
It's super high powered cast.
He always does great casting too. I have another one of his movies on my list that we'll talk about, but
Anne Hathaway and Michael Caine too. Two regular Nolan actors.
Yep. I just wanted to mention it because I wanted to hear your thoughts on it, because I know we wanted to explain a little bit more this episode of the movie, and just I don't know if you guys have any thoughts.
I mean, I think everything you said is absolutely like to a T perfect. What I want to add is the visuals. The visuals that you see in Interstellar are incredible. Absolutely
Most
incredible.
of it's done practically too. That's the craziest part. Like there's
Really
very
good.
little CGI. Like it's beautiful. I don't know how it's like black magic. I don't know how they did
They actually went to space. That's what that's what it was.
it. Well, we are going
I
back
think
to the
it's
moon this week, fellas. We're going back to the moon this week.
I do think it's a really great movie. I actually, the first time I watched it, fell asleep halfway through it, but
Yeah.
that had less to do with the movie and more to do with probably what I was doing at that time in my life. But
Yeah.
which was working a new job and having a toddler, so
Yeah.
Very
a
draining.
little bit tougher, but great movie though.
Really good.
If you have not watched Interstellar for some reason, there's no reason not to. I
It
think it's pretty widely available on streaming services too. So
it will probably make you cry. It's like a gut
Yeah.
wrenching. It is absolutely diabolically sad.
unless you
also
don't
real.
like sci-fi stuff, if you do not like sci-fi stuff, you will not like
But
Interstellar.
I wouldn't even say it's sci-fi in the sense
it's
of
pretty sci-fi.
I would say it's
But to-
sci-fi. It's definitely science fiction to an extent, but it is pretty rooted in real science.
So it's surreal.
I would say surreal, yeah. Science
Well,
nonfiction.
I think until we can replicate those kinds of things, like the big twist in the movie, and until we can replicate something like that, it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
Even though
You're right, you're
theoretically
right.
those things are possible, I think
Yes.
it's sci-fi.
Yep.
All right, Ty Stacks, what do you got?
Let's hear it.
Right,
Hard to top that, honestly.
yeah, I mean, so man, first one though too is crazy. So let's go horror since we just did sci-fi. I think
Oh yeah.
I love it.
it's not my favorite movie, but I do think it is best horror movie. It's Cabin in the Woods. Have either of you seen Cabin in the Woods?
Oh yeah,
I
of
did
course.
a long time ago. I'm trying to remember. For some reason, I'm mixing it up with Evil Dead. Hold on, let me look it up.
Well,
Just because I
got
remember it.
I'll explain it right now. So Cabin in the Woods essentially theoretically is every single horror movie ever.
Oh yeah, it's this. Yep. Keep going. Yep.
It can exist everywhere. So like take Friday the 13th for example. That's just what they got. So essentially it's these group of kids, right? Classic, you got your version, you got your jock, your nerd, you got all these people, and they go into this cabin in the woods, and they pick up. It's kind of like an escape room. That's what it like gives me. And then they picked up like some type of trinket around the house, and that decided who their killer is. So if
Yeah.
you think in every other horror movie, what if Laurie Strode picked up a Star Trek whatever Funko Pop, and now that's why Michael Myers is after her. You know, it can exist amongst all of them. It's
Yep.
so hard to explain, but it's so good. The ending is great. It's
It's a multi-sub-genre horror movie.
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I
There's
haven't
a
watched
part,
it.
not to spoil too much, but there's a part of the movie where they're kind of exploring the I don't know, the mechanism, I guess, of delivery of the various horror monsters or themes, and they kind of look behind the scenes of how these things are kept, and it's really wild. It's pretty
At,
cool concept.
at one point, like that part, Ty, right? Like so, like, towards the very end, there's one part, and the script actually says there's chaos on every screen. That's what
Yeah.
the script says, and then they
Yeah.
go ballistic. It's so good.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that because I've watched like clips. I have to rewatch it to be honest with you. It's been a while. So I think I watched it when it first came out, which I shouldn't have. But you know what I mean. But I gotta recheck that one.
That to me is the best one because it can exist amongst everyone.
Yep.
It's always there.
That one's got some early Chris Hemsworth in it.
It does have early
Oh,
Chris.
yeah.
Yeah. And Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon was some role on the movie. I don't know if he produced it or if he helped write it or something, but Joss Whedon, great storyteller. He's been in all over the place on. If there's a major media kind of nerdy thing that you liked, Joss Whedon was probably involved in some way, shape, or form in that, especially in that era. You should watch it, Adapty, if you have not.
Yes. No, I
Definitely
did.
check it
I just
out.
don't
Really good.
remember it fully.
It's super
so
enjoyable.
I gotta watch it again.
Funny jokes throughout the whole
Yeah,
movie.
it's almost like a comedy horror, kind
Yeah,
of
it's
like
really
a
good.
horror comedy, not just
Yeah.
a horror movie. They're definitely, it's almost like teen comedy kind of
I'll put that on
involved,
my
so.
list because I need more horror movies to A lot of them are buns now.
All right, well, I'll take it in a comedy direction then. And this movie comes up a lot when you ask people their favorite movies, I think. But I also still, despite that, I think it's still an underrated comedy movie, and I think in part because it is a brain dead movie. But Step Brothers,
Banger.
I don't think
Step
I
Brothers,
ever watched it.
oh my, Step Brothers,
Wow.
I could literally watch Step Brothers and then restart it and watch it again.
Yeah, I can recite every line.
I could
think
probably
So good.
quote just about all of it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I have seen enough clips of it to piece together the whole movie on TikTok, which is funny.
Yeah. Will
Yeah. So
Ferrell,
it's
John C. Riley.
yeah, Will Ferrell and John C. Riley play 40-year-old, or and I think one of them's 40, one's 41, but 40-year-old men still live with their parents. Who's John C. Riley's character's dad is played by Richard Jenkins, incredible character actor, and then um, Will Ferrell's character's mom is played by Mary Steenburgen, who has been around for forever, does a ton of good comedy stuff. She's also married to Ted Danson for what it's worth. Um, and she's only a couple of years older than Will Ferrell, by the way, which I thought was always thought was funny. But so they still live with their parents. Their parents meet at like a medical conference. They get married in like this whirlwind romance, and then they move into John C. Riley's family house, his character's family house. And from there, these people are 40-year-old men, but they're very emotionally stunted. They're basically tweens still, like emotionally, mentally, and it goes exactly as you'd think. John C. Riley, his character, really hates that they're moving into his house, invading his space. He has a drum set in a studio that he's very fond of, which is a key part of what goes on between them. But then over time, they realize how much they have in common, and end up being friends just in time for the marriage to sour. So then the parents divorce, they go their separate ways. The two men suddenly have to grow up, manage to grow up, and then the kind of climax of the movie, or not the climax of the movie, the end of the movie, the best part of the movie is them going, screw it. Everybody in their world going, screw it. These guys are not happy anymore. They need to go back to being kids. So it's really funny. If you
Is
have brothers, if you have siblings, you understand a lot of their dynamic. They're also over the top in the way that only Will Ferrell and John C. Riley can be.
is that the movie with the Shaggy Dog car, or am I mixing that up with another?
No, that's Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my god!
That's
another
Dumb and
really
Dumber
good.
with Jim Carrey and
What is his name?
uh,
Yeah, it's
Jeff Daniels.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Also a really funny movie, but Step
Yep.
Brothers better.
I don't know why I mixed those two up for some. But say yeah.
Step Brothers is
Adaptable.
one of the best of all time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you want something really brainless that you're gonna laugh at and you don't have to think about it at all or get really emotionally invested at all, watch Step Brothers.
All right.
It will make you laugh.
It's like I think like the big three are like Step Brothers, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Superbad. Those are like the big three.
Yeah.
And those other two movies are very, very good as well. In fact, I just watched 40-Year-Old Virgin this week, actually.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Steve Carell is
Still
incredible.
funny. Steve Carell's so good.
All right, Adaptive.
All right,
What movie we seeing
Adaptive.
now?
Yeah.
All right. I'll
Hit
shift
him in another one.
from like modern day for my takes because I do have some modern day ones. But I would say this is in my top, but also one of the top movies of all time. I studied it in my film studies class in high school. Is Good Will Hunting.
Banger.
Absolutely beautiful movie. So it's oh my god, why am I what's his name?
It's
somebody
Ben and
remind- Matt
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
yes, thank you. I don't know, dude, I'm so bad with names. So bad. I could never be a professional. So Matt Damon is the main character, Good Will Hunting, and you've got so he's a genius in math. Like absolutely hands down genius, who's a janitor. And he eventually gets the ability to work under this professor without a degree, and start publishing papers and theorems and different things. And after he does that, he has like anger issues and a lot of other unresolved traumas and things like that. So he goes and sees Robin Williams, who is his psychiatrist or therapist, one of the two. Those kind of get interchanged. And they go on like this emotional journey. And normally I'm not one that'll sit down and watch an emotional movie, but the way that this one is portrayed is like, especially with in society with like manhood, how you're supposed to just like hold it in and not say anything. And that movie is about like letting that go. And it ends with him doing the same thing that Robin Williams did about like a girl, which nobody will understand what that means until you fully watch it. But it you get to see him try to sabotage his own relationships, his family, his he tries to stay where he's complacent instead of venturing out and going outside of his boundaries and learning himself. And I think it all takes place in the Boston area, right? Around,
I think so.
or is it MIT? I think it's MIT is where the actual university is, from what I remember. Um, but
I'm pretty sure it is a fictionalized version of MIT.
yeah. But it is like I can't put into words. Like it'll make a grown man cry. Like that movie has some of the most memorable quotes, and especially with Robin Williams and his passing, it is like absolutely heart wrenching because of
Yeah.
that too. He, I think between Matt Damon and Robin Williams, they like absolutely wiped the floor with that movie. Like their dynamic perfect, their acting perfect. It almost feels like you're watching a real life, like real people. And that's what makes it so good, but also hard of a watch at the same time because you're like, wow, this is powerful, strong stuff. I feel like I described it well because I don't want to give too much away. But if you're ever in the mood for like a sappy movie or even a movie when you're like at a point in your life where you feel like you're hitting a roadblock, that movie will give you a little bit of motivation to keep pushing. And that's what that did at that time when I watched. Really interesting. So I wanted to hear your
I like
take.
them apples.
Or if you ever want to see Robin Williams eat the screen in a serious role where he's still Robin Williams, that's probably the best of those movies that he tried to do
Yes.
in that era.
What is speaking of like watching Robin Williams, and it's really hard because it's sad and all that. What was the one movie where he was a teacher?
Dead Poet Society.
Yeah.
Is that it? And then he like
Oh,
he
Captain,
but he
My
like
Captain.
fired or quit. Yes, that one. Okay,
That was
yeah,
actually
that
on my
yeah.
list too. I was going to talk about
banger.
that one, but
So good.
I'll talk about that one when the time comes. But oh my god, Robin Williams just
Yeah.
he's all his
Talk
serious
about
roles.
Robin Williams eating.
Oh, dude, oh my god. I mean, I'll talk about it when it gets to that.
Incredible.
But
movie,
Good Will
incredible
Hunting
movie.
is it's like also like a cautionary tale. I feel like too, like to live your life and to not just get sucked into the normal. Let yourself go out of those boundaries. But I wanted to hear more of your thoughts on it. I don't know. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. There's quotes from it that I still remember today.
Yeah, I mean, I think Good Will Hunting is a great movie. I haven't seen it in a while. I don't remember like a lot about it, but I do think it was when I remember watching it and going, wow, that was incredible.
Yes.
It birthed the entire concept of like the savant that can just finds a mathematical equation on a whiteboard and finishes it, right?
Yes.
That's a theme now that persists today in TV and movies is kind of a joke now, but it because of that movie, that's still something that exists in pop culture. So
Yes.
has had an undeniable effect. And again, and Matt Damon is very good at that movie. Although I think Matt Damon in general is a pretty good actor.
Yes.
Real controversial hot take there, but good, yeah, good movie. Doesn't end up on my list, but I think if I was flipping through channels and it was on, I'd probably watch it pretty much anytime.
I know it's one of the highest rated movies of all time because it was the pioneer in film. It was a pioneer at the time. It absolutely blew records and just did so well. But yeah. All right, let's.
So this is a great segue. Pioneer of films. I don't remember a lot about it. I won't be able to give you like a full synopsis. But when I was in college, I took a film 101 class, and I remember watching Citizen Kane, and I thought that movie was incredible.
I never watched it. I know that's probably
Citizen
a
Kane
sin, but
was like Citizen Kane is like when if you go on any top 5, any top 10, whatever, Citizen Kane is on that list. I'm sure
Yeah.
Ty Glorious has that on his list.
It is not on my list.
What?
Nope.
What was like the elevator pitch for? I know you're Rosebud. Like there was like I haven't been in college in a long time, but I don't fully remember it. But I remember it being great.
Uh, I actually, this is going to expose me as a the old timer of the group, but not being old in every shape. I don't think I've actually watched Citizen Kane. I know it's Orson Welles, and Orson Welles incredible everything in his time. Don't think I've ever actually watched Citizen Kane. Not even
All I
sure I know exactly what it's about.
all I remember is, and again, you can feel free to correct me in the comments. He was worked for like a some type of news outlet, and he was having trouble finding a girl by the name of Rosebud.
Oh, okay. Wait, I do recall vaguely. It's about like a couple of media magnates. Like I'm pretty sure Orson Welles or Citizen. Pretty sure Kane is like he's supposed to be a composite character of like that era of like broadcast being owned by just a couple of individuals that had a lot of influence. I think he's supposed to be like a composite character of one of those kinds of wealthy broadcaster type characters. I don't know for sure. That's just a vague recollection I have.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it, and then I'll tell you guys what it's about. But I don't remember, but I remember it being really good. And that
Well,
was
you
my
loved
favorite
it.
movie. I loved it. That was my favorite movie that we watched in film class. And one of the movies that we watched was the original Night of the Living Dead. So that tells you how much I liked it.
Yep,
'Cause I love that movie.
that's fair.
There's a whole genre of cinema that kind of I would say movies that before 1970 that I have not watched a lot of. Um, that era of cinema for me was probably because I was spoiled on 1980s movies that were spectacle, comedy, action, drama stuff that was, in my opinion, where movies kind of really found their foothold for modern movies. They're obviously very different now, but you can see the influence on modern films from those 80s movies. So I think those older movies kind of didn't resonate with me as much because I was kind of there for to the birth of the kind of modern movie format. So
Yep.
there's a lot of those movies that I should probably go watch. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I'll definitely add it to my list, 100%. Because I need more
I wrote it
good
down.
movies to watch.
Okay, so a lot of my list is not serious cinema. It's stuff that's important to me and stuff that I kind of feel like is overrated. So I'm going to ask the two of you. I've got animated movies on here. I've got horror movies. I've got comedies. I've got some action stuff. What do you want? Pick a genre, and I'll give you a movie that I've got
I'm
on here.
curious to see Ty's, because you've like made yourself out to be a horror savant, so I kind of want to hear it a little. But I don't know if Ty Stacks agrees.
Horror is my favorite genre, so for sure,
I
I'm
agree,
definitely
so
down.
I'm curious.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with a Kevin Bacon classic.
Okay,
A little movie called Stir of Echoes.
never even heard of it.
I am so glad that you guys have not heard of this movie
I've never heard of
because
it.
because
I'm
now
gonna write it
you get
down.
to go watch it. It is okay. Kevin Bacon. He's a suburban dad. He is like a blue collar guy, also a musician. He and it's like a suburban life movie initially. They have get-togethers, they have parties with their friends and family in the neighborhood. They go to high school football games, and it's like it starts off very kind of like that, and then they have a party. And in this party, his character's wife, who is played by the actress that played Eames in Law and Order SVU. What is her name? Catherine Erb plays his wife in that movie. Her sister in the movie insists that he needs to become more open-minded, and so in that she actually hypnotizes him and asks him to be more open-minded in this hypnotism. Well, because of the very specific phrasing and because of the way his mind works, I guess, in the movie, that made him susceptible to seeing ghosts. And the ghosts that he starts to see around their house, um, there's a very specific reason for the ghost, what's happening, why it's happening to them as well. His son also can see the ghost and other ghosts because he has like sight. So apparently, Kevin Bacon's character also had sight. It was just not.
Talking about sounds like Sixth Sense.
No, it's not that at all. It's
No, I
not
know.
Sixth
I'm
Sense at
just
all
saying.
because it is a sixth sense, sure. Not an uncommon concept in ghost movies, really. But anyway, long story short, things are not what they appear to be in the suburban
Mhm.
world life that they're living. The ghost encounters that he has they are truly messed up, spooky. It is and he is insisting that there's something happening here. The ghost is trying to send him information, and he can't put it together because his sight's not good. And he
Yep.
starts to go like really intense, crazy down this path of I need to figure out what the ghost is trying to tell me. I need
Yeah.
to figure out what's going on here. And it causes all kinds of fractures with his wife, with the people around him. It is an
Yep.
incredible movie. I imagine outside of niche horror fans, not a lot of people know what this movie is, but it is very good. Also
Yeah.
on at least one streaming platform. So go
All
watch
right.
it. I want to hear about it later. It,
I
it,
definitely
it
want
is
to
an
watch it.
incredible movie. I love that movie.
Are you a big Kevin Bacon guy?
Kevin Bacon's fine.
Did you ever watch the show The Following?
I watched some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that show.
I think Kevin Bacon is one of those actors that I think his lows are very, very, very low and his highs are very, very high.
All right. I have to add it to my list.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Definitely want to watch that.
I'm glad I could give you something to watch because
Definitely want to watch that.
more than anything, that's what I hope when I put together lists like this. All right,
All
Daphne,
right.
back to you.
This one's a personal favorite, not like a rated one because the ratings are awful. I grew up on Spider-Man. All right. I grew up on Spider-Man.
Okay.
My Spider-Man will always be Tobey Maguire. It's just how it is.
Okay.
So I kind of grouped the trilogy together, but out of the three, 2 is probably my favorite just because of the train scene when he's like stopping the train. That's 2, right? That's not 3?
That's 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Two.
okay. I sometimes I mix them up. It's been a while since I watched through all. But there is something about those movies that it screams early 2000s, but it is like some of the most beautiful like soundtrack. The acting is awful but in a good way. And it's like
Oh,
it's
it's
at
not.
points. At points it is. At points it is. At point.
No way.
But there was something about it, like being a kid. Like I remember I had a Spider-Man 3 disc and I absolutely scratched that CD into oblivion. That polyurethane or whatever it was CD, I absolutely scratched the living heck out of it because I would watch it so much. And like I would go over to my grandmother's house and she had all 3 and I would always put one of them on. There's just something about it. So like in short, for people who haven't seen it, I don't know why anybody wouldn't by now, but it's so you have Tobey Maguire who's playing Spider-Man, and throughout the trilogy he faces different villains. The first one being Green Goblin, the second one being Doc Ock, and then the third one being oh my god, it's Venom, uh Sandman, and Hobgoblin. And
No. It's Harry as Green Goblin too.
no, I'm gonna say Hobgoblin. All right.
No, Hobgoblin is this very specific Spider-Man character.
No, I
Don't
know,
even
but
try to test me on Spider-Man
I
stuff.
know I'm not asking. I'm not trying to test you on Spider-Man knowledge. I'm just saying that that's what that's what I call it. But it's not technically right. But it's the Green Goblin's son is Green Goblin. All right. And the third one, controversially, was always like growing up was my favorite until I rewatched them. And the second one became my favorite. But basically, as Spider-Man goes through all of these, him and Mary Jane get rocky, and then they get back together. They probably have one of the most toxic relationships. And they are. It's like Spider-Man battling between being Peter Parker and Spider-Man. It's the the usual trope that you deal with Spider-Man. Him losing a lot, like losing Aunt May, things like that. It's really powerful. And Aunt May's speeches in those are, in my opinion, are probably some of the best. Like I don't know why, but they always hit home. Like because you could tell in the movie that they wrote it so that she knew he was Spider-Man. She was not an idiot. And there was just something like nostalgic about being a kid and like it gives you hope, like these Spider-Man movies. That's the whole point. Like it's like the new Superman movie. It just like makes you feel good. You're like, I want to be a good person after watching these, except you don't want to date a Mary Jane. But that Mary Jane. But it was just like I don't know. Like, I don't really know how else to describe it because it is 3 movies, but basically he faces all these, and every time he triumphs them, it's a hard triumph because they're people he knows and loves, and he doesn't want to have to defeat, like Doc Ock, William Dafoe's Green Goblin, which amazing, probably my favorite Green Goblin. Oh my
I love Willem Dafoe. I
god.
love him.
So yeah, that's my take on those. I wanted to hear your guys on. It's more of a nostalgia trip, but
Can I issue another minor correction?
yeah,
That Aunt May character was deliberately not aware of Peter being Spider-Man. There's a
really?
scene, yeah, there's a scene in one of the movies where he tells her, and she freaks out and leaves.
Oh,
She just straight up, he's
yeah, you're
holding her
you're right.
hand at the table. They're like crying together over something, and he tells her, "I'm Spider-Man," and she jerks her hand away and then just straight up leaves.
That's fair.
They deliberately made Aunt May unaware in that,
That
which is
yeah.
fine. I think it's good. Um, I have Spider-Man 2 on my list for what it's worth. I don't think
Yes.
it's actually all that outlandish. So that's um, Sam Raimi, incredible director. In Spider-Man 2 specifically, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus is the one of
Oh
the
my
best
god.
superhero castings of all time.
When he
Straight
comes
up.
back, when he comes back in the newer Spider-Man movies, oh my god, he's still got that aura, just straight
Yeah.
aura walking out. Oh
Yeah,
my
he
god.
is he's so good as the kind of gentle scientist at the beginning of the movie, and then the crazed Doctor Octopus later in the movie is just so good. I will say, yeah, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, great selection too. I do kind of wish that they had done a more traditional Goblin storyline back then in the
Yeah.
2000s, but that was not that era of movies. They weren't going to do that. But Spider-Man 2 has got kind of the perfect Spider-Man vibe, though. He's poor at the beginning of the movie. He's
Yes.
struggling as a university student. He's working part-time jobs. He loses his confidence and his powers because of
Yep.
it, and then has to just overcome all of that to kind of remember I'm Spider-Man for a reason. And that is
Yes.
the perfect Spider-Man story. I don't think
Yes.
any of the subsequent Spider-Man movies have quite touched that level of perfect.
Yes.
Um,
Like,
they've tried, but
look at the train scene, right? It was the soundtrack too. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful scene. Um and like they're all keeping quiet about who he actually is. It's just it was like it was a redemption story in probably the best way that they could have done it. They just maybe the new Spider-Man Brand New Day will do that, but I don't think I don't think any Spider-Man movie will properly encapsulate that. Now, don't get me started on Amazing Spider-Man 2 when Gwen Stacy dies. Oh my god. But that's a whole other debate in and of itself. You know what I mean?
I
Um,
want that movie. I want the movie where Peter stops pulling his punches
well, that's
after
going to be
Gwen
the
dies.
Brand New Day. I can
That's
tell
what
you
I
that.
want.
And it's
Man,
probably going to be Man Spider. That's what a lot of people are thinking. So,
no, you're saying you want the Andrew Garfield
I want
Spider-Man
yeah,
movie.
because
That was what they were going to make. That was what the third
yeah.
movie was going to
Well,
be.
because if you remember, guys, Andrew Garfield was telling the other Spider-Man, like, "Oh yeah, like this, I stopped pulling my punches and it got dark." I want that movie.
That was the
I
movie we didn't get.
what what is it I always say? I think Tobey Maguire's the best Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's probably one of the better Peter Parkers. I would say the best Peter Parker. Or
I would
flipped.
flip
Is it
them.
flipped?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot. There's like a universal. It's flipped, and then I guess I guess Tom Holland's kind of a good mix, but he's not
hmm
exactly. I love those movies. Don't get me wrong, especially the one where they all come back. But you could just tell him compared to the other one. It's just like it doesn't click the same way. It doesn't. I know Tobey Maguire was too old. I know Andrew Garfield was too young, and it like or not too young. He was like kind of in the middle, and it like make
Too
things
cool.
weird with like the
Too cool to be
ages.
Peter.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly, but there's just something about I would say even arguably all Spider-Man movies have a very special place. The shows
Yeah,
too, you know what I mean?
they're all
So
great.
yeah,
They're all good movies.
They're all good, yeah.
Yeah, they're all good movies.
Not a
I
bad one.
had to
The
mention
the closest
something
to a
like
bad one is Spider-Man 3. And
I think
yeah.
that's a fun watch, though. That's
It's
fun.
still a
it
fun
is fun,
watch.
but the plot is just so convoluted.
I wish
It's
they
like
did
they said, "Hey, we want to make a movie. We want to get Venom in here, and oh, by the way, Sandman is cool, so let's throw him in there. And oh, by the way, we need to do something with Harry at this point." And then they said, "Okay, well, let's put all those elements into a movie," and then they tacked a plot on.
I didn't like how Venom looked in that. That was one of my biggest pet peeves as a kid. I still loved it cuz it was Venom, you know what I mean? But it cuz it's not Venom. You know what I mean? Venom is like this huge muscular scary creature that's like gives you nightmares as a kid because he's so creepy looking. But I don't know. That was the only gripe I had. But I will tell you right now, my kids are growing up on those movies. I don't. Those are absolutely beautiful movies. That is like how you should start the Spider-Man trilogy and not the whole convoluted Marvel time. But yeah, all right. Let's hear. I want to hear Ty Stacks.
So my favorite movie of all time. Here we go. You ready for this, boys? So I talked about it a little bit last week, and Ty Glorious made a face. So I want to hear what Ty Glorious has to say. My favorite movie ever is Boondock Saints. We were talking
That
about
face,
Northern
that
Rangers.
face was just surprise. That was all that face was.
I
Nothing more.
love that movie. I love Boondock Saints. Have you ever seen it, Adapty, or no?
I have not.
So,
No.
About
I
these
think
two
you might have
brothers.
explained it. I want to hear it.
It's these two brothers. They are, I think they're the same age. Sean Patrick Flannery might be older than Norman Reedus' character, but they're essentially the same age. And they, out of self-defense, they kind of unalive these Russian mafiosos. And then they take it upon themselves to be like, yo, like we're pretty good at this. Like let's go do this to all the bad guys.
Yeah.
And that's like essentially the whole movie. And it's them being vigilantes. It's Norman Reedus is one of the main characters. Sean Patrick Flannery is his brother. Willem Dafoe is the lead detective. Like the casting is insane. They have this friend named Rocco, who is just he's in the mix up, but then he's like, yo, like you guys are let me in. I want to do this too. I know these guys. I know where they sleep. I know where they eat. I know where they drink. Like I can help you. And it's just them just taking over the city essentially. And then they have like little like interviews with the regular civilians, and they're like, yo, these Boondock Saints, do we like them? Do we not? And everyone's like, it's torn. It's 50-50. You either love these guys, they're helping the community out, or what gives them the right, you know? And it's really good. And the ending, phenomenal.
Yep.
So good.
I'll have to
So
check it
good.
out then.
Willem Dafoe's character he's an FBI agent that's tracking them and trying to capture them. And his character is I don't know, unnecessarily complicated in a way that will surprise you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just adds so much depth and flavor to the movie.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. Tysex, when you said that, I just was surprised that you would that when you said your favorite movie of all time was that.
I need to check it out.
That's
'cause-
obscure to me.
I love it.
It's a great movie though. It's very
Great
good.
movie. So my grandmother she is Irish or was Irish. We used to watch that every single St. Patrick's Day. Every single year. Every year. Me and my grandmother watching Boondock Saints.
What a holiday tradition.
Hell yeah, dude. It was awesome. I love that movie. So good. I actually have a pop of one of the McManus brothers somewhere on this wall.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I added it to my list. This is giving me movie ideas to watch. So
The second
appreciate
one
it.
is good, not great, fun
Yeah.
to watch. You
Okay.
add a whole nother flavorful character in there. In
Yeah.
the second one, he's pretty cool. But not as good.
Yep.
First one is the GOAT. First one's the GOAT.
All right, good to know because I will definitely. I was curious about your
I love it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. All right, Gloria, what do you got? What do you got for us?
I'm gonna kind of stick with older movies. I have a couple of what I would call kind of horror comedy musicals that are on here. I'm gonna name both of them. They're very different in tone, but they're similar enough in my mind because I have like the vinyl right here beside me for both of them. They are the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, that one.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, so Rocky Horror Picture Show is just a classic, a movie that by today's standards wouldn't seem probably all that shocking, but when it came out, it certainly was. It developed a cult following. It was not a commercial success, but Tim Curry, just the entire movie, literally in lingerie, just sashays through the entire movie and owns the entire movie in a way that very, very few actors have ever done in history, in my opinion. It's also a musical and it's a comedy. It's a dark comedy. Everybody knows at least one song from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, including the Time Warp. Everybody's heard that song before. So great movie. If you haven't watched it already, because you might think it's a little weird and it's not worth watching, throw away your preconceived notions. Just watch it. It's a good time. It's a popcorn movie. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then Little Shop of Horrors is about a plant from outer space that is raised by this apprentice plant shop owner, plant shop employee that works for an owner that's kind of crazy, played by oh no, don't fail me now. Anyway, he's played by an actor. I'll get to his name. It'll come back to me. But this plant is it appears kind of like a Venus flytrap initially. So
Yeah.
they try to raise it. He names it the Audrey 2 after this girl that he likes, and comes to find out that the thing wants blood. So they
Yeah.
feed it blood. It starts talking. It starts eating people. It starts eating. It wants to eat more people. It betrays them, tries to kill them, because it's part of a plot to take over planets with these plants. Really silly movie. Really darkly funny. Not scary. Really. But I mean, conceptually probably a little scary, but not really scary. Not really a horror movie. But the music is great. The acting is very good. Couple of well-known actors. Steve Martin shows up in it briefly. Um, Gosh, what is the name of the actor that plays the main character? I'm gonna look it up real quick on my phone.
Is that kind of like in like the goofiness aspect? Is it kind of comparable to like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, where it's like supposed to be a horror, not really, kind of
Yes,
fun? Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
would definitely put it in a very similar vein. It is not necessarily meant to be overly. Rick Moranis is the character, is the actor. Not meant to be necessarily overly frightening, um, but it is clearly written as a horror premise.
Yeah.
It was directed by Frank Oz, which is noteworthy. The composer was Alan Menken, and who would later go on to do movies like Hercules, the soundtrack for Hercules. That's
Yeah,
Alan
that's
Menken.
awesome.
I'm pretty sure he did Aladdin as well. Alan Menken did an incredible amount of work. Yeah, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, um, Hercules, all these incredible movies. And then I think Bill Murray also shows up in it briefly. Anyway, great
Love
movie.
Bill.
Yeah.
Go watch it if you like dark comedy, campy. It's very campy. You have to be okay with that. It's worth watching.
Yeah. No, I'll
I don't
definitely.
think I've seen either of the two. I'll
My
check them out
girlfriend will
though.
definitely
They're both good.
want me to watch. I'll look into them.
They're both really really enjoyable.
Yep. Right. I guess for my nuclear take of the night. Um,
Oh,
it's my favorite movie of all time. One of the highest rated movies, but is my favorite, personal favorite. As you all know, I'm a chemistry nerd, and I love it. I live it. I breathe it. I sleep it. Sadly, I can't get away from it. I literally have a whole paper on the nylon rope trick right here because I'm doing an experiment on it for my lab.
wait, hold on. Wait. You mean to tell me you're into chemistry?
Yes.
But
This is actually a really cool trick if you guys have never seen it. So you have two solvents, and this point right here is called the interface. And at that interface, a polymer forms. It's called a polycondensation reaction, and it emits water. But when you have a bulk amount of the two solvents and you grab a glass rod and spin it, you grab it and then spin it, you literally spin nylon, fresh nylon, made before your eyes. As soon as you pour it, the solvent into the other solvent, or the aqueous solution into the solvent, I forgot exactly what it is. I have to read the over. You get it instantly forms a layer of polymers. It is one of the coolest things you'll ever see. All right. Enough with that though. My favorite movie of all time is Oppenheimer, and that's gonna be a hot take. But I have the book right here. I have to read it. It's like 1,000 pages. But there was something about this movie when I was in the movie theater. I hadn't studied quantum theory yet, but I knew a little bit about it with differential equations and different things like that. So when I watched this movie, everybody else in the movie theater was asleep. This was when Barbenheimer was a thing. It was a huge thing because, you know, the two huge movies. This is like over a 3-hour long movie. Most people fall asleep during this movie. I was like wide-eyed staring at the screen because the stuff that Oppenheimer was doing is some of the most revolutionary chemistry and physics and math in the world at the time. And there's something about the way that that movie progresses, and obviously it definitely glorifies it a little bit, which I'm not going to past, because it is a nuclear bomb. It is a very big deal but one of the coolest concepts, basically, I'll run through it before we go through it. Oppenheimer is J. Robert Oppenheimer. He came to the U.S. originally to teach quantum mechanics because it was a new and emerging field. When he started teaching it, the government, this was during World War II, contracted him to help them make a nuclear bomb because they wanted to beat the Soviets before they could do it. That was one of the biggest reasons. Turns out the Soviets were not even close. It was all propaganda. They lied. They were blowing themselves up, and not to be too brutal about it, but literally they were. And it was it basically, you go through the progression of Oppenheimer's thinking through this, and at first he's into it because it's his life's work. He spent so much time learning this new field, and so complicated, and he doesn't even fully know everything that happened. And one of the biggest plot points, which actually is a true plot point and a true thing with all nuclear bombs, is that it's a very, 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 very infinitesimally small. That when you set off a nuclear bomb, it could cause a chain reaction with the hydrogen in the atmosphere and other gases and other minerals and stuff and everything, and it would turn the Earth's atmosphere into plasma. And it is possible. It is theoretically possible. It's very far from the truth. But when he talked about that, I understood exactly why. It was an unstoppable chain reaction. And so all atomic bombs are, right? But the thing that drew me in was when he was going through the chemistry and all these different things, I understood exactly what he was talking about. All the quantum theory, all the differential equations. There was just something about it that like I couldn't help myself. I literally like nerded out the whole movie. I did research afterwards. I watched videos afterwards about the Manhattan Project. I don't know. It's a hot take. My friend Dylan, who's a film critic, he's gonna slander me for this. I don't care. It's just like a marvel to me.
Is
yes,
it Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, another Christopher Nolan movie.
It can't be a bad movie then. I actually didn't see it, but it can't be a bad
I've never
movie.
seen it either.
You have to be open to it. It is a 3-hour movie, so you will be there for a hot minute. And a lot of people will say it's boring, but if you walk into it with an open mind, I think you'll genuinely enjoy it. Again, the soundtrack of this movie, you've probably heard it everywhere by now. It is unreal. I can't even describe to you all the practical effects they use to make the explosion look real. Absolutely fantastic. They use real explosives to make it look like a real nuclear bomb. Create that mushroom cloud effect. And it was just, there's just something about it. I don't know. I don't mean to yap too much.
Didn't it have a crazy star-studded cast too?
Yes. It had
like I think Cillian Murphy's
Cillian
in it,
Murphy was the main actor,
and Robert Downey Jr.'s in it.
Florence Pugh.
I think Rami Malek's in it.
Yes, I think so. There's
a ton of people in it.
It's a star cast. And there are some parts of the movie that are definitely not necessary. Like there are some nudity sections and things like that where it's like, that's not why it's my favorite. My favorite movie, it's my favorite movie because I can nerd out about this for hours on end.
Didn't it come out in the same day as the Barbie movie?
Yes. So it was or I think it was the same weekend or something. So it was a trend to go see Barbie and Oppenheimer on one day. I'm not lying to you, you would be in the movie theater for I think 6 or 7 hours legitimately between the two.
Crazy.
I wish I did it. I would have had such a great time. I didn't watch the Barbie movie until like last year.
Fun movie.
But yeah. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it. I know you've probably heard about Oppenheimer even if you haven't watched. You know what I mean? So
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've heard great things about it though. I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, I absolutely will watch it.
I recommend getting like a snack to keep yourself a little entertained, but you'll be blown away. You don't even know what you're missing. Trust me. It's oh my god. Nerd out for. All right, Ty,
when I watch it, whenever I watch it, I'll FaceTime you so you can tell me what the hell they're saying.
Yeah, just send me a Discord notification of the picture, and I'll explain to you exactly what the wave function.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna knock a few of like the big boys out of here.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Star Wars. Everyone loves Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Yeah.
And then I also wrote down. I don't know. It's kind of niche, kind of not. House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects. I don't really like the third movie, but those ones are really good. Devil's Rejects being my favorite. But ultimately, I want to talk about Rocky.
Rocky?
Oh my god, I love Rocky so much.
I never watched those movies.
That's because you're a Philly boy.
Yeah, but I mean, name another place, right, where we put up a statue of a fictional character.
Yep.
How can I not
Where
talk
you go
about
get a
this
steak
guy?
and cheese where Rocky got a steak and cheese.
Yeah,
Like,
how can I
yeah, I
not
know.
talk about this guy, man? He's a GOAT, bro. So if you
Yeah.
haven't seen Rocky, pause the video, go watch Rocky, come back. It's about this super poor guy. His name's Rocky Balboa, and he's tough, and he can take a punch. So he gets a manager, starts fighting, becomes a champion throughout like
Well,
5, 6. Well, first not so great, but Rocky 2, Rocky 2,
that's right.
um,
That's
great, and
the the
I
the, the
love
beauty of those movies is that he doesn't win in the first
does
movie.
not win. Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
win all the time, and I love Apollo Creed. I don't remember the actor's name, but Apollo
Yeah.
Creed, whoever played him, great
What?
job.
It wasn't it Michael B. Jordan?
No, that was
That's
his
No.
that's
son.
Adonis Creed, son. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, that's his
sorry. I'm
son.
sorry.
Those movies are good too. Like,
Yeah, I
The
know.
Creed movies are good too.
they're
Yes.
really good.
I gotta sit down one day and like actually do a marathon.
Lock in, dude. It's so good.
I
All of Rocky is
I've
great.
seen clips here and there because I know how influential they are. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Mr. T is one of the
Clubber
villains.
Lang.
Clubber Lang in the third movie? Yeah, the third. Because then fourth is Ivan, 5 is Tommy Dreamer, or whatever his name is. But great movies. Great movies. Go watch them. Some of the best like hype speeches you'll ever find across, in my opinion, all media. It's so good. When he's talking to his son, he's like, "Nobody hits harder than life. Nobody." It's so good.
Oh
Without
my
those
god.
movies, I never would have known that Sylvester Stallone is a giant of a human being.
Yes.
Huge.
There's
Huge.
he doesn't Rocky is in an exhibition fight with a wrestler in one of those movies, and the wrestler is played by Hulk Hogan.
Oh my
And Hulk
god.
Hogan is a big dude, but compared to Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, he looks like a child.
That's
It's actually
crazy.
insane
Yeah.
to
Didn't
see.
he actually run up the stairs in Philly too? Or wherever that
did.
was? He actually
He
ran
did.
up those that whole time, I think.
But so what's kind of crazy and fun, it's like a little like fun fact here. There's no way he took the proper path that they said, right? Because I live in Philly. You can't do that. Like
Yeah.
you can, but it will not still be daytime
Yeah.
unless you're literally Barry Allen, right? It just doesn't happen. But it is cool to see. A lot of the old like the buildings that they show, like me and my buddy Steve were watching it, and we went on like Google Maps and we like tracked where Rocky ran, and like it looks
Don't they
vastly
have like
different now.
a whole like tour for
Yeah, so
tourists?
you can go. My buddy Steve said he's been like not on the tour, but he's seen Rocky's house. Like you go and that gym that he trains in is actually a pizza shop now. Like,
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah,
And you
Steve
can go
lived
to the
3 minutes away.
same place. So when I went to Philly a few years back, and it was in the summer. I was like dying, but I got like one of the famous steak and cheeses. I forgot the name. It was one of the places. They're like right across from each other. Two steak and cheese places across from each other.
Dino's
Yeah,
Pats.
yeah. That's like I think I went to Pat's or something like that. I can't remember exactly. It's been so long, but that's so cool too. Like you're like right where they were, like at
Yeah,
that time shooting that movie, and they're still those restaurants are still there, and they are still
go there,
booming. Like they have
still there,
crazy
everything.
queues.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's super like real. And like so we were talking to Steve's father and he was, alive during the time that they were filming Rocky and Rocky would be running with his little lacrosse ball banging it on the ground and you see these guys around a fire and they're singing like jazz music and Steve's father said like that's how it used to be. Like people were just out under the L just hanging out and now
Yeah,
it's very different, but
yeah.
it was cool to see like the like all
Oh,
that
that's
stuff's
really
real.
cool. That's awesome. That's a good mention. Honest to God, I do have an honorable mention myself after, but that's crazy. I didn't even think.
The Rocky character is such a cool character because he gets through his movies and then he trains Adonis Donnie Creed in the
Yeah.
first Creed movie. So just a great character, endures for a long time, an important piece of American pop culture.
Yes.
The only one I think you should not watch is Balboa. Balboa is not that great, but
You could
Balboa
skip it.
does have some good like I think that's the movie that has the Me, you, nobody hits harder than life. I think that's that one. But
Yeah.
that's a really good speech. I listen to that before my shower so I can get ready. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
but Rocky's a really dope movie. Everyone should go watch it.
I 100%.
I don't have anything else that's like controversial anything on my list. I've got the Back to the Future trilogy. I think
Yep.
it is the Back to the Future trilogy is the most perfect trilogy of movies that's ever existed. There are a lot of very good trilogies, but I think typically the third movie in a trilogy isn't very strong, or there's one that just doesn't hold up. I think the trilogy of Back to the Future is almost perfect. I've got Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on here as well. Those are just
Bangers.
movies of mine that I could watch over and over and over and repeat. As far as modern superhero movies go, I've got one Marvel movie on here that's worth mentioning from my perspective: Captain America: Winter Soldier.
I
Insane movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Dude,
like that
it
one.
it is a superhero movie. It is a spy thriller, and it is a Marvel movie
No,
in the best way.
I agree, but that one for some reason I recently have been watching through them with my girlfriend because I'm trying to catch her up so she can finally get to Endgame. And
Just not even an Endgame.
no, we're on Black Panther right
Wow.
now. We're like going
Wow.
chronologically. After this is Doctor Strange, though. I told her we're about to hit peak. We're about to hit peak. And I like Doctor Strange a lot. I really like the movie.
Doctor Strange
cool.
is fine, but I wouldn't call
That's
it
cool.
peak.
No, I'm saying like we're getting to the part where
The
it really
phase.
starts connecting and getting
Okay,
good. You get what
okay.
I mean?
I got
That's
you.
what I meant. Like you've got like Black Panther, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think you've got like one more. I said we're not watching Captain Marvel. Doesn't matter, and then we're gonna watch.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is Winter Soldier just struggled to grab me. It felt it. Keep in mind, I was watching a lot of Marvel movies prior to Captain America: Winter Soldier, so it's a very big tonal shift from the usual. You know what I mean?
That's why I like it.
No,
Yeah, but that
it's
ending
good.
fight, that end fight with Cap and Bucky versus Iron Man.
Oh yeah, oh
Well,
yeah.
oh my god, the
Is that Winter
choreography in
Soldier?
that
Or is that Civil War? That's Civil War. The
they
fight
should
with
know. I
Captain
think
America. Yeah. Wait.
and Bucky and they team up on Iron Man. Is that
Oh
not Winter
no.
Soldier?
Am I stupid? Oh my
Steve
god.
just shook his head and said that's Civil War, so it's probably Civil War. Is that really Civil War? All right, well that one's really good too.
The the Winter Soldier ends with Bucky in Shield captivity, which is how we get to Civil War. I think
Yeah.
that's
No,
the Civil War.
that is Civil War because remember, they're not in communication until.
Maybe I have to rewatch Winter Soldier. I don't really remember it like that. I do remember it being good though.
The coolest
Dude,
part about
Winter
Winter.
Soldier is a Soviet spy thriller
Yeah.
in a superhero movie. It's incredible.
Winter Soldier also, fun fact, you guys probably know this. What's his name? What Chris Evans. He actually pulled like his bicep in that helicopter scene. He got like
Yeah, that he did
severely
that, yeah.
injured doing that. Because that wasn't a real helicopter, I don't think, but it had the force of a
No, he
lot.
definitely held a real helicopter.
For
Well,
sure.
no,
Chris Evans,
I
he
don't
could
know.
definitely do that.
He's
I
a
don't know
beast.
what they're going with here, but you know what I mean. It was. It's. I mean, it's a good movie. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie. I just
movie.
think I felt like it was overrated, but I respect take. I'm not gonna crap on your take.
Yeah, I have so many other movies on here that I think we're gonna have to do another movie episode down the road somewhere. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna beat this to death anymore. You said you had a mild hot take, Adapty.
Oh no, I had an honorable mention.
Oh, honorable mention. Let's hear it. Let's hear
The
it.
Godfather, the first one.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched it, so I can't really
Definitely,
go in depth
especially the
on the
first one.
plot. Because I just don't want to mess it up because it's such an important movie. But it set a standard for a lot of film, and it is a cultural phenomena. That movie. My girlfriend's never watched it, and me and her dad have been telling her. I've been with her for 2 years as of like, you need to watch this movie. You need to sit down on a rainy day with some snacks and watch all of The Godfather in one sitting because it's beautiful. If
Great
you
movie.
are a fan of The Godfather, De Niro's movie, I think it's The Irishman on Netflix. It's like another 3.5-hour movie.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
It was something I watched one day when I was in the library alone in my freshman year. I stayed there all night watching it, and it was so fire. I didn't expect it to be that amazing. But if you're
So
a fan of The Godfather, then I suggest.
The Irishman, also Philly,
Yep.
all of that is real. That's all still there. All of it. A lot of it.
Really?
A good amount of it. Yeah, it's all still there.
That's so
Like
cool.
when I was watching it, I was like, we would literally it was me, my grandmom, and my grandfather, and we were watching it, and I was like, oh my god, that's 11th and Passion, like, or that's 11th and Mifflin. Like we know the spots. We've been there.
That's so cool. I'm not
Really
gonna lie.
cool. Yeah.
I have one more that's like a cultural importance, but if you guys
Throw it
want
out
to go
there.
first.
No, go. Let's go.
Sixth Sense. Because we mentioned it. It
The movie?
set a standard for twists in movies, and I'm not going to describe it because, to be honest with you, the joy of watching that movie is not knowing anything that is going on at first.
Yep.
And when you watch that twist, even now, it is still insane. It's something you just don't expect. And that's kind of like my last big one that I had.
M. Night Shyamalan completely ruined his career by making that movie first.
Yeah.
Because he never lived up to it again.
Yeah.
Could never get there again. Bruce Willis, so good in that movie.
Yep.
So I'm gonna kind of switch it, and I have a
Okay.
nuclear take on a movie.
I've got a couple of those too.
I absolutely hate this movie.
Okay.
I maybe watched 20, 30 minutes of it. Couldn't do it. Hate this movie so much with a passion. Avatar.
It's not really a hot
that's
take.
actually that nuclear, honestly.
I think that, well, because it's one of the top 3 most grossed movies.
It's just
You know,
because it's a
everyone loves
technical
it.
showcase. That's all it is.
Hate it.
There's James
so much.
Cameron.
People
love James Cameron.
It's a good movie. I grew up on it, so I have a little bit of a bias to it. But what I will tell you is that, especially the second one, which is literally a just carbon copy of the one, if you look at the plot, it's like a good first watch, and then you watch it when you're a kid, it's magical. But when you grow up and you watch it, you're like, it really isn't special. Very empty plot. There's not really plot holes or anything. It's not like it lacks sustenance that you need to.
There's no plot to have holes.
Digging in, yeah, exactly. It's very hollow. What I like to say about all Avatar movies, it is just a technical showcase of how well we can render things. That's just me.
Okay, you ready? I've got a couple of movies that I can't enjoy, and the Hunger Games series, they're bad.
Agreed.
I shouldn't say they're bad. I don't like them. I don't think they're very well written. I don't think they're well acted. Visually, I think they're a nightmare. I think there's just not a lot to enjoy there. I know people do like them, but I never could.
I think they're just
most Bond movies are not good movies. I'm
James
so
Bond?
sorry to say that. Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Most James Bond movies are not good movies.
I haven't watched many of them. So
Casino Royale, awesome movie. Watch that one. The modern with Daniel Craig, great movie, but most of them are not good.
Daniel Craig is an amazing actor, though. Knives Out, things like that. You know what I mean? So that's he shines in those.
And then one modern movie that was really critically acclaimed that I tried to watch and I turned it off halfway through because I was bored. Weapons.
I liked it, but it was weird. You know which one?
Couldn't finish
speaking of like weapons, because this is compared. Long Legs. It was all right. That one, it was another horror movie. It was more, I'd say, abstract horror. It was all right. I mean,
I don't love the state of modern horror movies.
I will say, okay, if you guys are looking for a horror movie when it comes to streaming service, so I just watched it in theaters, and I know we're running low on time, but I want to talk about this. It's called Undertone. It's an A24 film. A24 has been absolutely pushing out banger after banger recently. But so it's an audio-focused horror movie, right? You could probably be blindfolded and understand what's happening in this. It's ironically about a podcast, and it's about like they listen to these recordings and they become increasingly more and more haunted by it. And the one thing about horror that a lot of times you have to be kind of a horror savant to like this, but when you see the horror, sometimes you're underwhelmed. It's up to when it's up to your imagination that makes it worse, or if you can just hear the horror, and that's where it gets scarier.
Perfect example of that exact thing you just said is the Babadook.
Yes.
I absolutely love the Babadook until you see the Babadook, and I'm like,
yes. So
corny now.
that's Undertone uses 3D surround audio in the theater, but you don't really need that. And it uses still shots in like very little things in the background that change or don't change to build up tension. And that is one of my favorite new ways that they're using horror, because instead of making you be like, oh, there's a jump scare, okay, I can release my tension. No, you're tense the whole movie because you hear screaming in your left and your right and here and there, and like deep voices and guttural, creepy voices and things you can't understand and interpret. You have to interpret that how you will. What does this thing look like? Why is this thing doing? And that right there is where modern horror is going well. But it was Undertone is definitely not like perfect, but it's definitely a new take on the audio horror side of the genre.
I like
If you
that.
guys want to see it, and it comes to streaming services or you want to rent it for $3 or whatever, I recommend it. It's worth A24. You know, you've got Bring Her Back, Talk to Me, both
Hereditary.
Hereditary, absolute
Hereditary is so good.
bangers. If you haven't watched Don't Talk to Me or what
I
was the other
don't
one
think
I
Talk
just
to
said?
Me was A24.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was. I swear it was.
I mean, Talk to Me was a pretty good horror movie too. That's the one with the corpse hand or whatever that they grab and then they.
I think so.
Yeah, Talk to Me is A24.
Yeah, I don't. Was it? I don't think it was.
Yeah. A24. That was made by the Raka brothers. That's the craziest part. They made that movie. Same with Bring Her Back. So if you're ever a fan,
How do you guys feel about the Jordan Peele movies?
I like him.
I think they're all right.
Get Out is good. The rest
Yep.
of them kind of lost me a little.
What
But
was
it's not.
the- What was the
It's
second
Get Out,
one?
Us, and Mama.
I liked Us a lot.
I didn't fully watch it.
That was the one with the. That was the. Well, I don't want to spoil it. But
It was like the twins.
Yeah,
yeah. That's Us.
yeah. That was probably my favorite of those. Didn't he also do
He did like an alien one. What was it called?
Yeah, what was the one with the alien thing?
Not
Hold on,
sure.
I'll find it really quick.
It was set on a ranch and there's some
Nope.
alien
Nope.
thing.
It was called Nope.
Oh, Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
That movie was pretty
Nope was
good.
okay.
But
Yeah.
Jordan Peele's good for, I feel like, abstract horror. He's really good for abstract psychological horror. I'm more of a, I like psychological, but I like the thriller mixed with the horror elements. Like that's why I like scary stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it. Like Undertone, using your
I
imagination.
like hard to define threats.
Yeah.
Something horrible is happening and we can't quite figure out what it is, what the nature of it is, how to combat it, why it's happening. Those are the best horror movies. And a lot of the horror movies that are good, they go really well without kind of showing you, oh, here's the scary monster. Here it is. A good example of that, I think, is Signs. Signs would have been a great movie if they'd never showed what the stupid aliens look like.
I will say though, there are some cases though when you see the big bad, it still does hold its value. Like for example, one of my favorites is Sinister.
Oh
Once you
yeah.
see the
Oh
face
my God,
of
he's
Bagul,
terrifying.
yeah, it does
terrifying.
still hold up. That's a great
That movie though, I will have to say, is not an easy stomach for. That one is
So
paternal, or what is it called? There's a word for it when it was like a huge thing a long time ago in Rome. Starts with a P. I forgot.
I think it's patricide.
Yeah, patricide. Yes, correct. Yeah, those ones are,
because it's scary, and then you see the face of the big bad Bagul, and it's still, you're like, oh man, this still sucks. Like I still don't feel comfortable.
yeah, it's even worse, arguably. But that's
Yeah.
how you do it right. You have to do it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I have one last honorable mention if you guys don't, but it's
Okay,
not.
you can end it for us right here.
All right,
Bring it on.
it's got to be this one, Dead Poet Society. I don't.
Oh, we talked about that.
I a little bit, but I don't want to describe it, to be honest with you, because it's heart wrenching. But
Go watch it.
Yeah, it's Oh Captain, My Captain. You'll know. You'll probably cry when you hear that the next time you hear it. But
Ethan Hawke is in that movie, I think.
yes. Robin Williams is a teacher in that movie, and that's all you got to know. For a poetry club in a boarding school, I think it is, and it is.
Ethan Hawke was also the Sinister guy, right? He was also that guy.
Yes,
main character, yeah.
correct. Yep. absolutely phenomenal movie. Go watch it and let us know what you think for any of these movies that you decide to watch because
Yes, please tell us about your movies in the comments.
yes.
Because I would love to. I think next episode, what we might want to do briefly is talk about if we've watched any of these shows or movies since we've talked about them. Because I know for my part, I've watched some TV since we talked last, and I'd love to get caught up on that.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of comments to go over real quick. So the fan mail time. I'm going to read one from the Spotify and one from the YouTube. From Spotify, this was on our last episode about TV, television, the television episode. I can't believe that The Office is the first thing in this podcast that actually made Adaptable stand out as the youngest. Everything about Adaptable makes him stand out as the youngest. Also, Phantom
That's
Hourglass, best Zelda game. I love Twilight Princess, but my Tyler knows absolutely nothing about Zelda. Get me on the podcast. I'll defend his takes correctly. Well, commenter whose identity will remain anonymous for now. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get on the podcast and maybe you can defend him. Maybe you won't want to defend him once you're in the hot seat.
Well-
Another comment from the YouTube side, real quick. You didn't mention learning how to program the VCR to record DBZ in case you couldn't get home fast enough. That comment is directed at me. I know who that comment is from, in fact. And that is a true statement. I actually still have some VHS tapes that have Dragon Ball Z recordings on them
That's
from my
so
childhood.
cool.
We'd have to set the VCR timer to auto record so that I would get episodes of DBZ so I would not miss them. Or when Toonami would air the DBZ movies, because they would always air them at weird times. So I tried to record those when I could get them.
That's awesome.
That's so
Get us more
cool.
fan mail. I love to read the stuff.
Yes.
So, like, do you have like the original Broly movie on VHS?
Probably not the Broly movie. I do have it on DVD though.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
I have the entire collection of Dragon Ball Z movies, original movies, on DVD. That I bought them off Amazon a long time ago.
So awesome though.
They are so hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because the translations are not great. The animation is
Yeah.
slightly better because they were meant for the big screen, but it's
Come a
still
long way.
rough. Yeah.
Come a long way.
All right. Well,
All right.
tune in next week where I don't know what we're going to talk about quite yet, but I'm sure it'll be interesting.
Yes.
Also, go catch Tystex237 on Twitch. Go check out Adaptable __ on Twitch. And as I alluded to last week, I actually did a test stream just this week, and things seem to be working. So I think I'm a go for streaming as well at Ty Glorious on Twitch. I will be streaming through the N64 catalog. I don't know how far I will get. I started by kicking off with Ocarina of Time. I got through the Great Dooku Tree, and then I stopped streaming for the day.
Awesome.
So
All right. Yeah. Go
don't
check
know
out
when that'll
Tiberius.
happen in the future, but yeah, check everybody out in their respective platforms, and then leave comments, talk about us, get on our Discord.
Yes. We'd love to talk to you about the episodes.
I would love a more lively Discord.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. That'd be awesome.
In the
All right.
meantime, though, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yes,
We
thank-
appreciate you all very much.